Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today's lesson is an advanced level lesson. That means we'll be speaking using our normal English tone of voice and using some very, very difficult vocabulary and phrases. So this is really good practice for all of you out there.
That's right. We're going to change a little bit the dynamic of how it works. We're not going to look specifically at language takeaway or fluency builder. We're going to talk about the topic. We are going to pick out a couple of different words and phrases that are used in the dialogue, but we're mainly going to just have a conversation, and you can just listen and study a little bit of what we're saying.
So what is the topic today, Marco?
Well, today we're going to talk about the environment, specifically about our carbon footprint.
Okay, that is the title of today's lesson. I encourage all of you to listen to the context of that phrase, and we'll be back in a moment to talk about what it and some of these other phrases mean.
So what's your guys' take on all this global warming hysteria in the media?
It's pretty serious, man. There have been tons of scientific studies, and the scientific community says that the Earth is heating up. We need to make some drastic changes to our lifestyle if we want to preserve our planet.
I don't know. It sounds like a bunch of mumbo-jumbo if you ask me. The Earth will save itself. It survived worse disasters in the past. I mean, honestly, we live in the boonies. There's no way anyone here is ever going to walk or bike to work, especially in the winter. And we have no bus system. My house is 40 years old, and it would take a lot of money to get it refitted to be green and energy efficient.
Well, I don't really know if I believe in global warming either, or whether or not it was our doing or a natural change the Earth is going through. But you have to admit that we're living pretty irresponsibly here in the West.
I guess.
I think the issue at hand is sustainability. We've only got this one Earth we can live on, and our resources are quickly disappearing because of our own carelessness and our inability to think of anyone but ourselves and anything but the present.
So, like I was saying, we need to change the way we live. We need to reduce our carbon footprint.
But it doesn't have to be that drastic. Hybrid vehicles and solar panels are too expensive to be feasible right now. And we don't have to be hippies living off the land and buying everything organic either, though it helps.
I carpool to work every day with some buddies of mine. I have a rain barrel outside my house I use to water my plants and my lawn in the summer, and I make sure I always bring reusable bags with me when I get my groceries. And we just started using biodegradable plastic made from corn oil for takeout orders at my family's restaurant. Remember the 3 R's? Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Exactly. It's just small, simple changes, like buying energy-saving light bulbs, starting a compost bin, recycling bottles and papers, using reusable water bottles, stop using disposable cups and cutlery.
Like the ones we're drinking out of?
Yeah.
All right, we're back. So, as you probably guessed, carbon footprint, it's pretty easy. You're talking about a footprint is the evidence you leave if you're walking on sand, for example.
Exactly.
And if we talk about carbon, we're talking about the element, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carbon.
Yep. So carbon is something that is in everything, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's organic, but it can also, in the case of a carbon footprint, mean the amount of maybe waste or damage that we do to the earth or to the environment.
Right. So, for example, you're driving your car. We all know that the gas that is emitted from the exhaust pipe is CO2, right?
Yeah.
And that contains carbon. So that's a way of seeing that you're leaving a footprint of carbon. You are damaging the atmosphere a little bit by driving your car.
So in talking about a carbon footprint, we talk about having a low carbon footprint, which is good, or a very high carbon footprint, which is bad.
Mm-hmm. Right. So there were a lot of interesting things coming up in the dialogue. One of the first things was...
Well, the first thing that they're talking about in this dialogue is they're having kind of an argument about whether or not global warming and global climate change really exists.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is a very interesting part because some people say, well, global warming is happening, global warming is real. And other people say, well, it's not real. It's not really a problem. This is just a phase that the Earth will go through and like everything, it'll disappear.
Well, I agree with people who say that the Earth goes through phases because sometimes there are centuries that are hotter and sometimes there are centuries that are colder. But I think it's undeniable that there has been a large and immediate global climate change in the last maybe 20 years.
Yeah, we're definitely speeding up maybe that cycle, right?
Exactly. And I think what's great evidence of this and terrible evidence of this is the 3 earthquakes, massive earthquakes that have happened in the last couple of months. And I think that earthquakes like last year and like this year are really, really important reminders that we do, as humans, influence the way that the world responds to us.
I think I always see it as the Earth kind of just shaking its back, kind of saying, like, get off me. You know?
Stop it.
Stop it.
That itches.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's kind of the way I see earthquakes sometimes. But when they were talking about, well, is it real? Is it not? They use a really interesting phrase when it says, it sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
Mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
So this is a way to say that it sounds like a bunch of garbage, or it sounds like a bunch of gibberish. It sounds like a bunch of people are talking about something that doesn't really exist. So mumbo jumbo is basically something that's not really real or true.
I think, don't you also, can you use it as somebody that's saying something that you don't really understand?
Right. So if maybe I'm talking to you about something that's very academic and very scholarly, you say, sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what the person said. The environmental problems are a bunch of mumbo jumbo. But it was really interesting because they were like, well, we have to save the earth. And then there was actually a phrase here that was really kind of hard for me to understand when the person said, I mean, honestly, we live in the boonies.
Boonies.
So what does it mean by living in the boonies?
This is a very common word to hear in spoken English, especially with young people. Boonies means we live far away from civilization. We live far away from cities. We live far away from everything. So maybe these people live in the countryside or in a small village. And they don't feel like they're affected by what people in the big cities do. Okay.
So if you say, oh, I live in the boonies, you're just saying, I live really far.
Really far away. So this is a very common American word, I think. You can also say boondocks, which is like that movie Boondock Saints. But boondocks and boonies means very far away. So I could say, Marco, I'm not going to drive out to your house for a party. You live in the boonies.
Do you have any other ways that you can say that you live really far away?
You live in Egypt.
You live in Egypt.
Which for us in America is obviously very, very far away.
Sometimes we say...
Yonks.
The Yonks, exactly.
Yonks, people in New Zealand say that.
I've also heard people say, oh, you live where the wind turns around.
Really?
Haven't you heard that one? Yeah.
No, I like that
one. It's like,
one.
you live so far. Oh, God, you live where the wind turns around.
The end of the earth.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, well, there are a lot of different ways of saying that. So they were talking about different aspects of the environment, like we heard the word green or energy efficient.
Okay, so basically what they're doing is they're talking about some of the things they've heard in the media maybe or on TV about what people are supposed to be doing. You know, these are very abstract. That means these are very kind of big terms. Go green or be more energy efficient.
Yeah, I've heard this. Like, for example, when people say, oh, you have to be more green or go green, that means more friendly towards the ecosystem, right?
That's right. So this is a very general suggestion, and we can talk about specifics in a minute, but this is a very general suggestion for thinking about the environment and doing things to help it. And so go green or be green is a way to be more environmentally friendly. We also have using energy efficient computers or light bulbs or TVs.
Right.
And the third thing that they talk about, and this is something that comes up a lot, is sustainability. Okay?
Yeah, that's a big word that a lot of people like to use.
Yeah, it is.
In this type of topic, sustainability.
Right. So sustainability comes from the word to sustain. That means to hold out over time or to continue. So you think about something. Maybe sustainability is, I think, in many cases about doing or having habits, doing things that you can continue to do for a long time. For example, driving a big SUV to work every day is not keeping in mind sustainability because one day there will be no oil. So then what do we do?
Right.
So that's not a sustainable action. Sustainable actions mean that we have less impact, negative impact on the world.
Right. So basically what you're trying to do is to sustain, which means to hold, to withstand these habits, for example. So when you talk about a sustainable ecosystem, it means that it has everything it needs and it can continue to work for a very, very long time.
Right. So you can also talk about sustainable development, which we talk about in in aid and giving aid to other countries. So sustainable development is trying to help other countries or other people in ways that they can continue to do for a long time.
It's also very popular with tourism. They talk about sustainable tourism.
Right, that means thinking about the environment and having tourism that can last forever, not tourism that will destroy the environment because it's very harmful.
It's a very interesting topic, and as you say, it's used in a wide range of cases: sustainable development, sustainable projects, sustainable tourism. There are a lot of different ways that people use this, but it's basically the same thing, right? In essence, it refers to that.
Yes, keeping something going over time. But I think the big question here is, if you want to go green, if you want to be environmentally friendly, what do you do? Because it's not about big ideas. It's about specifics. It's about changing your everyday actions, right?
Right.
And so these guys had a couple of ideas.
Yeah, they came up with something like, for example, hybrid vehicles, which is a big thing now. Basically, hybrid means two, right? It's a combination of two or more.
That's right. So, the Sphinx in Egypt, that's a hybrid.
Right, between a man and a lion.
Exactly.
Right. So a hybrid vehicle basically uses gasoline, but also electricity. So they're actually very efficient because
And they're quiet.
they're quiet. And usually where you use up most of your gasoline is in traffic. Because your car is on, you're accelerating, you're braking, you're accelerating, you're braking. So in this case, I think hybrid vehicles run on the electric engine until they hit, I think it's 30 miles per hour, yeah. And once you surpass that, then it switches to the gas engine, which obviously if you have a constant high speed, it's more efficient, the combustion of the gasoline.
Exactly. So a good example of a hybrid vehicle is the Toyota Prius.
Right. I think it was like the first one commercially available.
But now they have all kinds, and they're actually trying to make entirely electric cars. So lots of things to watch out for there. But they also talked about something for the house, right? So if you want to not just have a nice car that is environmentally friendly, but also to do things with your house, what can you put on your roof?
I think we've seen a lot of these. These are called solar panels.
Okay, solar has to do with the sun. So solar power, solar panel, that means energy that comes from the sun. So the sun. And a panel is like a pad or like a some kind of device that can take the energy from the sun.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Basically, in some places you have anywhere between 8 to 12 hours of sunlight. So the whole day, these panels are absorbing energy. You can store them maybe in batteries and then just use them later. So basically, you don't really need to use electricity that comes from coal or from nuclear power plants because, if you want to turn on a light, it doesn't really use up a lot of electricity.
And there's no waste.
It's all clean.
So my question for you, does Ecuador have a lot of solar panels everywhere? Because you guys have so much sunlight down there.
We don't really have a lot of them. It's not a big commercial thing yet, but there are a lot of projects going around to help implement these things a lot better. For example, taking these technologies to the countryside where people don't have access to electricity by means of cables, right? So they're implementing that there, getting them to use it, but it's still expensive. That's the problem with solar panels is that, of course, it's an energy efficient way of going. It'll save you money in the long run, but
up front
you got to spend a lot of money.
Well, and here's a good way to use sustaining. If someone in the countryside has solar panels in their house, it's a self-sustaining way to produce energy.
Exactly.
You don't have to depend on another place or a person.
Yeah, actually, this is a very popular thing in many developed countries. I remember when I was living in Chile, big buildings were being marketed as energy efficient and green by showing that they can be self-sustaining. So basically, they would have solar panels on the roof. They would collect sunlight all day, and then they had big batteries that would store this energy, and then you can use it. They were more efficient into keeping heat or keeping the cold. And also what we saw in the vocab that they also had was rain barrels. So basically collecting water from the rain, and then they can use this water, obviously, through a filtering system in order to be able to drink it or to wash your clothes and stuff. But basically, they would say that it could reduce your carbon footprint by more than 50%, and also the amount of money you would spend, because you wouldn't spend so much money on water, you wouldn't spend so much money on electricity or gas and things like this.
That's awesome. Well, one of the biggest concerns as far as environmentalism is water. Where water will come from in 50 years.
Yeah.
Because there is a limited amount of fresh water in the world.
Yes.
And if we can reuse rainwater and collect it, I think it's brilliant. So a barrel basically is like a big container, circular. It's like a circle, and it stands up on the ground or on a roof.
And it's brilliant because if you have a rain barrel that collects all this rain and you have solar panels, basically you don't need gas or electricity to take a warm shower. You just have the solar panels that can heat up the rain barrel water, and there you have a warm water. You have a warm
so
shower.
Nice. You have sun-kissed warmth, and you have like fresh rainwater. And
Yeah. But the whole water issue is a very popular topic. I recommend that any of our listeners read. There's a very interesting article that talks about, don't worry about petroleum running out in 50 years. We're probably going to run out of our water before that.
Yeah.
And they project droughts and huge famine in places like India, like in the Middle East, in even in places of China.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, not to scare anyone, but
But yeah, it's interesting reading though. Yeah, it's really good.
very serious stuff. Well, the last thing that I think we should talk about before we listen to today's audio file again is the compost bin. Now, this is maybe something that's hard to understand for someone who's never seen one before.
Yeah.
But basically, compost is well, the verb is compost, to compost, but it's also a noun. But a lot of people, they don't want to throw away their food and their, organic material, things like flowers and food and biodegradable things. They actually reuse them. So basically, they have a space in the backyard of the house where they throw away all the old food.
Yeah.
Nothing plastic, nothing non-biodegradable. And that over time turns into fertilizer or mulch for their gardens.
Yeah.
So basically you're putting it back into the earth.
Yeah. No, this is a very good option, and I remember seeing that even in Brazil, they have huge compost bins or compost places that they fill up with this garbage, and obviously things that decompose start to emit methane gas.
Yeah.
So they've found a way to harness this gas, transport it through tubes, and start using it. So actually having gas stoves with this
wow.
methane gas.
That's brilliant. So you can get two uses,
Right.
fertilizer and methane gas.
Yeah,
Very
so
smart.
there are a lot of options there to go green, to do your part to help the earth.
Wow. So let's listen again to the dialogue that we had today. Hopefully we've cleared up some of the things that were confusing for you, and we'll be back in just a moment.
So what's your guys' take on all this global warming hysteria in the media?
It's pretty serious, man. There have been tons of scientific studies, and the scientific community says that the Earth is heating up. We need to make some drastic changes to our lifestyle if we want to preserve our planet.
I don't know. It sounds like a bunch of mumble jumbo if you ask me. The Earth will save itself. It survived worse disasters in the past. I mean, honestly, we live in the boonies. There's no way anyone here is ever going to walk or bike to work, especially in the winter. And we have no bus system. My house is 40 years old, and it would take a lot of money to get it refitted to be green and energy efficient.
Well, I don't really know if I believe in global warming either, or whether or not it was our doing or a natural change the Earth is going through. But you have to admit that we're living pretty irresponsibly here in the West.
I guess.
I think the issue at hand is sustainability. We've only got this one Earth we can live on, and our resources are quickly disappearing because of our own carelessness and our inability to think of anyone but ourselves and anything but the present.
So, like I was saying, we need to change the way we live. We need to reduce our carbon footprint.
But it doesn't have to be that drastic. Hybrid vehicles and solar panels are too expensive to be feasible right now. And we don't have to be hippies living off the land and buying everything organic either, though it helps.
I carpool to work every day with some buddies of mine. I have a rain barrel outside my house I used to water my plants and my lawn in the summer. And I make sure I always bring reusable bags with me when I get my groceries. And we just started using biodegradable plastic made from corn oil for takeout orders at my family's restaurant. Remember the 3 R's? Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Exactly. It's just small, simple changes, like buying energy-saving light bulbs, starting a compost bin, recycling bottles and papers, using reusable water bottles, stop using disposable cups and cutlery.
Like the ones we're drinking out of?
Yeah.
All right, we're back. So it's a very interesting topic, very debatable. We have Earth Day coming up, I think. You have to turn off your lights for an hour.
That's right, Earth Hour, Earth Day. So remember, reduce, reuse, recycle, the 3 R's.
Yeah.
Think about the way that you use things and, try and reuse them if you can.
Yeah, it's a very good topic. We want to know what you think about it. And also, if you have any suggestions or any comments about future advanced lessons, why don't you tell us? Come to englishpod.com and we'll see everyone there.
Bye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Unintelligible or incomprehensible language. Mumbo jumbo. Gain heat or get hot. Heat up. Maintain in safety from injury, peril, or harm. Preserve. Rural, country, or jungle. Boonies. Keep in existence and maintain. Sustainability. Sudden and severe. Drastic. Capable of being done with means at hand. Feasible. Add new parts. Refit. Prepare and equip for additional use. Refit. Available source of wealth. Resource. Share the car with others to work. Carpool.
Let's try that faster.
Sudden and severe. Drastic. Capable of being done with means at hand. Feasible. Maintain in safety from injury, peril, or harm. Preserve. Prepare and equip for additional use. Refit. Unintelligible or incomprehensible language. Mumbo jumbo. Share the car with others to work. Carpool. Rural, country, or jungle. Boonies. Keep in existence and maintain. Sustainability. Available source of wealth. Resource. Gain heat or get hot. Heat up. Add new parts. Refit.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Mumbo jumbo. That's a load of mumbo jumbo. There is no such thing as aliens. Mumbo jumbo. That's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. You guys like each other and get along well together, so you should at least try one date. Mumbo jumbo. Some people say that what the Bible teaches is a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but I think there's some truth to it. Preserve. By living responsibly, we can preserve our planet for generations to come. Preserve. If you don't start preserving your relationship with your sister now, I'm afraid it will only get worse. Preserve. This historical building has been preserved since the 19th century. Refit. My sister had her living room refitted with a new entertainment system. Refit. The mountain climbers arrived at the base camp, got refitted, and set off again the next morning. Refit. For my birthday, my wife surprised me by refitting my car with a leather interior. Sustainability. Sustainability consists of living one's life in a way that sustains the earth. Sustainability. Sustainability is starting to catch on, and many companies are finding greener ways to make their products. Sustainability. This store is all about sustainability. They sell clothes made from organic materials, purses made from recycled aluminum and plastic, as well as notebooks made with recycled paper. Resource. We need to start finding alternative energy sources because our resources of carbon and oil are limited. Resource. The way we are living is rapidly depleting many of our natural resources. Resource. Solar electrical device connected solar cells and wind turbines are becoming more and more common because they are renewable resources in order to produce electricity.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we have an elementary lesson for you, and we are at the supermarket.
That's right. We're at the grocery store, and we're going to learn some language you can use when you want to pay for your groceries.
So this lesson was requested by one of our users that wanted vocabulary and different phrases that are used in the supermarket when the person is about to pay for all the things they need.
That's right. And we also have some great language that the person who is actually selling the groceries can use.
All right, so let's listen to our dialogue for the first time and see what happens.
Excuse me, sir. This is the express checkout lane for people that have 15 items or fewer. It looks like you have more than 15 items there.
Oh, come on. I have 16 items. Cut me some slack, will ya?
Fine. Please place your items on the belt and push your shopping cart through. Do you prefer paper or plastic?
Plastic. I also have a couple of coupons.
No problem. I'll take those. Sir, these coupons expired yesterday.
Darn. Oh well, I guess it's just not my day. Thanks anyway.
Do you have a club card or will it be cash?
Yeah, I got a club card. Here you go.
Will this be debit or credit?
Debit, please. Also, could I get cash back? $50 would be great.
Yeah, sure. Your total is $78.33. Here's your receipt. Have a nice day.
Well, we can see in this dialogue that the guy was able to buy his food and you know, they were using some really interesting, helpful language.
That's right. And so why don't we look at this language now in Language Takeaway?
Language takeaway.
Okay, we have 6 words for you today. And the first one, the girl, the cashier, says this is the express checkout lane.
All right, so checkout lane.
The checkout lane.
So the checkout lane is the place where you get in line to pay for all the goods you bought.
Right. So the checkout lane. Now, why did she say express checkout lane?
So in grocery stores or in supermarkets, sometimes you have a specific checkout lane that's faster.
Okay.
Because people have less things.
So express is the faster checkout lane.
Right, the faster one.
All right. So next, she tells the guy to put your items on the belt.
Okay, the belt.
The belt.
A belt. Now, we know belt as the thing you put around your waist.
To keep your pants up.
Right. But in a supermarket, the belt is the moving table that you put your groceries on so the cashier starts to pass them through.
Okay, so the belt.
Okay, the belt.
Put your groceries on the belt.
And then the guy said that he had a couple of coupons.
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 A coupon.
Okay, so what is a coupon?
A coupon is a piece of paper you can use to get a discount.
All right, so it has a discount on it.
A discount for one thing. Like,
okay.
So maybe you buy some apples and you get 10% off one kind of apple.
Very good. Coupons. Mm-hmm. Now, he presented these coupons and she said they were expired.
The coupons expired yesterday.
Expired.
To expire.
All right, so to expire, that means...
to be older than the date when you can use them.
Right, so why don't we listen to some other examples of how we can use expired so we can understand a little bit better.
Example 1.
I'm sorry, sir. This credit card expired 5 years ago. You can't use it anymore.
Example 2.
My driver's license expires in a month, so I have to get it renewed.
Example 3.
Don't drink that. The milk has expired.
Okay, so we can see his coupons expired, so they were too old and he couldn't use them anymore.
Exactly. And now, finally, she asked him if he wants to pay with his club card or cash.
So club card.
Club card.
What's a club card?
So in some supermarkets, you can receive a special type of credit card that you can only use for grocery shopping.
And only in that store.
Right. So that is a club card.
All right, so a club card. Okay, so he's going to pay with a card, but he also asks for some cash back.
Cash back.
Could I get cash back?
Cash back.
Now, what's he talking about? Can he get cash back? He's paying with a card. What does he want to do?
Well, what happens is sometimes, suppose your groceries cost $20.
Okay.
So instead of charging $20 to your credit card or your club card, you say, okay, put $70. So then the cashier can give you $50 back. So you can have cash in your pocket.
So instead of going to the ATM, you can get your money in one spot.
Exactly.
All right.
So that's cash back.
Interesting. Well, why don't we hear this one more time in the dialogue, but let's slow it down a little so we can understand better.
Excuse me, sir. This is the express checkout lane for people that have 15 items or fewer. It looks like you have more than 15 items there.
Oh, come on! I have 16 items. Cut me some slack, will ya?
Fine. Please place your items on the belt and push your shopping cart through. Do you prefer paper or plastic?
Plastic. I also have a couple of coupons.
No problem. I'll take those. Sir, these coupons expired yesterday.
Darn! Oh well, I guess it's just not my day. Thanks anyway.
Do you have a club card or will it be cash?
Yeah, I got a club card. Here you go.
Will this be debit or credit?
Debit, please. Also, could I get cash back? $50 would be great.
Yeah, sure. Your total is $78.33. Here's your receipt. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right, so now that we've listened to the dialogue for the second time, it's time for us to take a look at some phrases in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
Okay, we have 3 phrases for you now. Well, the guy was not having a very good day, was he? So he couldn't go in the express checkout lane, and he says, cut me some slack.
Cut me some slack.
To cut someone some slack.
All right. Now, this is an interesting and very informal phrase. So before we explain it, why don't we listen to a couple of other examples?
Example 1.
Cut me some slack. I'm only 2 minutes late.
Example 2.
My wife just had a baby and I'm so tired. Cut me some slack. I'll send you the report tomorrow.
Example 3.
Emily had a really bad week. I think you should cut her some slack.
Okay, I think I can understand it means relax the rules a little bit.
Right, so don't be so strict on me.
Yeah, don't be so hard. Now, I know this phrase actually comes from mountain climbing.
Oh, really? Oh, because of the rope.
Yeah, so it's like saying the slack is loose rope. So he's just saying, give me a little bit more freedom.
Give me more freedom. Ah, interesting.
Yep.
To cut somebody some slack.
Well, now the cashier asks him a question. She says, do you prefer paper or plastic?
Do you prefer paper or plastic?
Paper or plastic?
Now, this is the common cliche phrase that any grocery store cashier will use, right?
Yeah, so paper or plastic what?
Bags. Paper or plastic bags.
All right, so you'll hear this all the time in every grocery store. Do you want paper or plastic?
Right, so you can choose plastic bags or paper bags.
Okay, remember this one, because when you get it right, you'll sound really native-like.
Very good. And our last phrase, since he wasn't really having a good day, he said, it's just not my day.
It's just not my day.
It's not my day.
Okay, so when it's not your day,
it means the day has been hard. You're not really lucky.
Yeah, it's not a good day for you.
Not a good day. All right, so let's listen to the dialogue for the last time, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit about grocery stores in America.
Excuse me, sir. This is the express checkout lane for people that have 15 items or fewer. It looks like you have more than 15 items there.
Oh, come on. I have 16 items. Cut me some slack, will ya?
Fine. Please place your items on the belt and push your shopping cart through. Do you prefer paper or plastic?
Plastic. I also have a couple of coupons.
No problem. I'll take those. Sir, these coupons expired yesterday.
Darn. Oh well, I guess it's just not my day. Thanks anyway.
Do you have a club card or will it be cash?
Yeah, I got a club card. Here you go.
Will this be debit or credit?
Debit, please. Also, can I get cash back? $50 would be great.
Yeah, sure. Your total is $78.33. Here's your receipt. Have a nice day.
Well, one interesting thing I know about grocery stores in America is that the people who are the cashiers are very often students.
Right. It's a very popular summer job or part-time job of like college students.
Yeah, or even in my hometown, it was the most common job for high school students. After school, if you went to the grocery store between 4 o'clock and 9 o'clock at night, every single cashier would be a high school student.
And the interesting thing is that the cashiers are usually women, right?
Yeah, always the high school girls who are the cashiers.
And so the high school boys would be working in the back, maybe in the warehouse, carrying boxes or stocking the shelves.
So putting the cans on the shelves, right?
Exactly. It's a very popular part-time job for students in the United States, but also Coupons are very popular in America.
Yeah, what is it? What is it about coupons?
Well, usually, for example, in the Sunday newspaper, you will receive a lot of coupons.
Okay.
You go to the grocery store and you have all these coupons for like cookies or a promotion on some type of soda or drink. So it's very popular. People go grocery shopping and then present all these coupons, and actually you can end up saving a good amount of money.
I know the coupons are usually like save 2 cents or save 25 cents, but I guess if you put all of those together, you can save money.
It's interesting because people actually will buy that product just because they have a coupon for it.
Coupons and high school checkout girls.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. The place you line up to pay for the things you want.
Checkout lane.
To supply a shop with merchandise.
Stock.
Don't be so strict. Bend the rules.
Cut me some slack.
A place where goods are stored prior to their sale or distribution.
Warehouse.
To no longer be valid after a period of time.
Expire.
Domestic birds such as chickens, turkeys, ducks, or geese raised for meat or eggs.
Poultry.
A person, usually a teenager, that works at a supermarket and places groceries that a person buys in plastic or paper bags.
Bag boy.
Charging more money to your card in order to receive cash back.
Cash back.
An arrangement of numbers and parallel lines on a package which can be electronically scanned at a checkout to give the price of the goods.
Barcode.
A lot of bad things happened to me today.
It is just not my day.
Let's try that faster. A place where goods are stored prior to their sale or distribution.
Warehouse.
A lot of bad things happened to me today.
It is just not my day.
The place you line up to pay for the things you want.
Checkout lane.
Don't be so strict. Bend the rules.
Cut me some slack.
Charging more money to your card in order to receive cash back.
Cash back.
An arrangement of numbers and parallel lines on a package which can be electronically scanned at a checkout to give the price of the goods.
Barcode.
To no longer be valid after a period of time.
Expire.
Domestic birds such as chickens, turkeys, ducks, or geese raised for meat or eggs.
Poultry.
A person, usually a teenager, that works at a supermarket and places groceries that a person buys in plastic or paper bags.
Bag boy.
To supply a shop with merchandise.
Stock.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Checkout lane. Excuse me? Can you tell me where the checkout lane is? Checkout lane. There are so many people waiting in line at the checkout lane. Checkout lane. I hate coming to this grocery store because they don't have enough checkout lanes. Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack. I'm only 2 minutes late. Cut me some slack. My wife just had a baby and I'm so tired. Cut me some slack. I'll send you the report tomorrow. Cut me some slack. Emily had a really bad week. I think you should cut her some slack. Expire. I'm sorry, sir. This credit card expired 5 years ago. You can't use it anymore. Expire. My driver's license expires in a month, so I have to get it renewed. Expire. Don't drink that! The milk has expired. Cash back. I wanted to get cash back at the grocery store, but the cashier said they had a policy against it. Cash back. Can I get cash back if I pay with my credit card? Cash back. Cash back is the most convenient way to get cash in case of an emergency without paying additional fees. It is just not my day. I spilled coffee in the morning and got a flat tire on my way home. It's just not my day today. It is just not my day. Today was just not my day. I have too many things to do and so little time. It is just not my day. I need a massage. Today was just not my day. We had a lot of problems with our new client.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. The place you line up to pay for the things you want.
Checkout lane.
To supply a shop with merchandise.
Stock.
Don't be so strict. Bend the rules.
Cut me some slack.
A place where goods are stored prior to their sale or distribution.
Warehouse.
To no longer be valid after a period of time.
Expire.
Domestic birds such as chickens, turkeys, ducks, or geese raised for meat or eggs.
Poultry.
A person, usually a teenager, that works at a supermarket and places groceries that a person buys in plastic or paper bags.
Bag boy.
Charging more money to your card in order to receive cash back.
Cash back.
An arrangement of numbers and parallel lines on a package which can be electronically scanned at a checkout to give the price of the goods.
Barcode.
A lot of bad things happened to me today.
It is just not my day.
Let's try that faster. A place where goods are stored prior to their sale or distribution.
Warehouse.
A lot of bad things happened to me today.
It is just not my day.
The place you line up to pay for the things you want.
Checkout lane.
Don't be so strict. Bend the rules.
Cut me some slack.
Charging more money to your card in order to receive cash back.
Cash back.
An arrangement of numbers and parallel lines on a package which can be electronically scanned at a checkout to give the price of the goods.
Barcode.
To no longer be valid after a period of time.
Expire.
Domestic birds such as chickens, turkeys, ducks, or geese raised for meat or eggs.
Poultry.
A person, usually a teenager, that works at a supermarket and places groceries that a person buys in plastic or paper bags.
Bag boy.
To supply a shop with merchandise.
Stock.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Checkout lane. Excuse me? Can you tell me where the checkout lane is? Checkout lane. There are so many people waiting in line at the checkout lane. Checkout lane. I hate coming to this grocery store because they don't have enough checkout lanes. Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack. I'm only 2 minutes late. Cut me some slack. My wife just had a baby and I'm so tired. Cut me some slack. I'll send you the report tomorrow. Cut me some slack. Emily had a really bad week. I think you should cut her some slack. Expire. I'm sorry, sir. This credit card expired 5 years ago. You can't use it anymore. Expire. My driver's license expires in a month, so I have to get it renewed. Expire. Don't drink that! The milk has expired. Cash back. I wanted to get cash back at the grocery store, but the cashier said they had a policy against it. Cash back. Can I get cash back if I pay with my credit card? Cash back. Cash back is the most convenient way to get cash in case of an emergency without paying additional fees. It is just not my day. I spilled coffee in the morning and got a flat tire on my way home. It's just not my day today. It is just not my day. Today was just not my day. I have too many things to do and so little time. It is just not my day. I need a massage. Today was just not my day. We had a lot of problems with our new client.
Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're zooming in on something we all do, almost without thinking about it, really.
No.
The supermarket checkout.
Right.
We've got this interesting English learning dialogue as our source, focusing on a pretty typical grocery store interaction, and we're going to use that as a jumping off point.
Absolutely. And our mission today, it isn't just about, the vocabulary or the phrases you hear.
Mm-hmm.
We want to peel back the layers, look at the social cues, the little negotiations that happen, the common frustrations maybe.
Yeah, definitely those.
And even some deeper cultural stuff that's kind of embedded in this everyday thing.
Yeah.
So by the end, you should have a whole new perspective next time you're in line.
Exactly. So yeah, get ready. We're diving into express lanes, those expired coupons that always seem to pop up, cash back, and of course that age-old question, paper or plastic? Okay, so let's unpack this. Our source material kicks off with a classic situation, doesn't it? A customer, they're in a bit of a hurry trying to use the express checkout lane. It's that familiar feeling, trying to save a few minutes.
Right. And what's interesting is how these lanes are specifically set up for efficiency. Usually says 15 items or fewer, something like that.
Yeah.
It highlights a really common supermarket rule, but like our dialogue shows pretty quickly, it's often a point of, tension.
Oh, for sure.
It's where the system, designed for speed, kind of bumps up against, actual people.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they don't quite mesh.
I think we've all been there, haven't we? You're that customer, you think you counted right, but nope. 16 items.
Just one over.
Just one over the limit. You know it's technically not allowed, but you're right there. So what do? Our customer, feeling that time pressure, says something super common. Oh, come on! I have 16 items. Cut me some slack, will you?
Cut me some slack. That's such a great phrase. It's really informal, but it says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it really get at?
Well, it's basically asking for a bit of leniency, right? Asking someone to maybe bend the rules slightly. Don't be so strict.
Okay.
And the image it brings up, apparently our source mentions this, it comes from mountain climbing.
Really? Mountain climbing?
Yeah, like asking for a looser rope, A bit more leeway, less tension. But really, it's about negotiating social norms on the fly. You're asking for understanding because you're just slightly off. You're not trying to cheat the system, just hoping for a little bit of human grace in that moment.
So it's like acknowledging you're just outside the line and hoping the other person gets it.
Exactly. It implies empathy, doesn't it? You often use it when the rule feels more like a guideline, or the mistake is really minor, like missing a deadline by just an hour, maybe.
Right. You might ask your boss to cut you some slack.
Precisely. It's about applying a bit of human judgment instead of just rigid rules. And yeah, using it definitely makes you sound more natural when you're speaking English.
Okay, that makes total sense. And it kind of sets the scene for everything else that happens in the transaction, right? You've hopefully gotten past the express lane issue.
Maybe with a bit of charm.
Haha, yeah, maybe. And now you actually have to, pay for your stuff. And here's where some of that practical language comes in. Stuff we might not even notice, we know. Like, once you're at the cashier, you put your items on the belt. Now, obviously, we know a belt holds up your pants, but in the supermarket, the belt is that moving rubble thing, the conveyor.
Right, the conveyor belt. It's a simple word, but knowing that specific meaning is part of understanding the checkout process. It implies, the expected way to present your items.
Yeah.
It's all part of the unspoken flow in a busy store.
And speaking of flow, or maybe slowing it down sometimes, our customer then gets out a couple of coupons.
Coupons.
We all know what they are, pieces of paper for discounts. But there's more to it, isn't there? Especially in the U.S.
Oh, definitely. Coupons in America are huge. It's like a real cultural thing. They're not just about saving a bit of cash. For lots of people, it's a whole ritual.
A ritual? Like how?
Well, they often come in those big Sunday newspapers, or now, of course, you get them digitally on apps. But the interesting part, which our source touches on, is how they can actually change what people buy.
You mean people buy things because of the coupon?
Exactly. Sometimes they'll grab something that wasn't even on their shopping list just because they found a coupon for it, even if the saving is small, like 25 cents or something.
Wow. That's powerful. It's not just a discount then, it's like a prompt.
Yeah, it's a behavioral trigger. It almost turns shopping into a bit of a game, doesn't it? You get the thrill of finding the deal, the win of saving money, even if you end up buying more.
That makes sense. It taps into that feeling of being a smart shopper.
Right. It maybe connects to a sort of historical value on being frugal, even when there's plenty around. It's that psychological boost.
Okay, but here comes the snag for our customer. The cashier looks at the coupons and says, "Sir, these coupons expired yesterday."
Ouch. Expired.
Yeah, that word expired. We all know it means too old or not valid anymore, but it feels like it carries more weight than just that, doesn't it? Like it's about rules and time.
It really does. Expired signifies that a specific window of opportunity or validity has closed. It's final. Our source gives some good examples beyond just coupons. A credit card that expired 5 years ago, useless. A driver's license that expires in a month, better renew it. Or importantly, milk that has expired.
Right, don't drink that.
Exactly. So each example shows how crucial dates are for, validity, like with the coupon, or safety, like the milk, or legal permission, like the license. It reminds us that lots of things in life have these cutoff points.
So it really underscores how much we rely on these time limits for all sorts of things and the importance of paying attention to those little dates, whether it's on food or your ID or, a coupon.
Right, so the coupons are a no-go. Now we get to the actual payment. The cashier asks, do you have a club card or will it be cash? That question opens up a couple of interesting modern retail things.
Yeah, the club card, that's more than just a way to maybe save a few cents.
What do you mean?
Well, it is a loyalty card, right? Specific to a store or chain, gives you discounts, maybe points. But from the store's perspective, it's gold. It's data.
Data.
They use it to track what you buy, when you buy it, helps them target ads, figure out what promotions work, understand their customers really well. It's a trade-off. You give them data, they give you discounts.
So it's like a little contract you have with the store's marketing team, almost.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so the customer is paying with a card, and then they ask, could I get cash back? $50 would be great. This is such a handy feature, I think. Cash back. Yeah, it's become super common. It's basically like the store acting as a mini ATM.
Right.
Instead of just paying your, say, $20 grocery bill, you ask them to charge your debit card $70. They keep the $20 for the groceries and hand you $50 in cash.
Saves you a separate trip to the bank or an ATM machine.
Exactly. It's all about convenience, bundling services together, fits right into our busy lives, trying to get things done efficiently.
Definitely streamlines things, killing two birds with one stone, as they say. Okay, and then as everything's finishing up, we get that classic, almost iconic question in American grocery stores. Do you prefer paper or plastic?
Ah, yes. Paper or plastic. Seems so simple.
But it's not really just simple anymore, is it?
Not at all. What used to be just a practical choice, which bag holds more, which is stronger, has become loaded with environmental meaning, social meaning even.
How so?
Well, your choice often signals something about your environmental awareness, right? Plus, now you have local rules involved. Lots of places have banned single-use plastic bags or they charge you for them.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You see that more and more.
So the options might be paper, or maybe you have to buy a reusable bag, or perhaps you brought your own. It's gone from a simple binary choice to something much more complex, reflecting this bigger conversation about waste and sustainability. Using the phrase correctly still marks you as familiar with the culture, though.
It's a small question with a lot packed into it now. So after all this, the express lane thing, the expired coupons, the whole club card question, the customer just sighs and says, oh, well, I guess it's just not my day. It's such a relatable feeling, but what's that phrase really about? Is it just resignation?
It's just not my day.
Okay.
Yeah, perfectly captures those times when a bunch of little things go wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing major, just annoying.
Yeah, like a series of minor setbacks.
Exactly. And saying that, it's a really common way, I think, especially in American culture, to kind of cope with those minor frustrations.
Yeah.
It acknowledges the bad luck or the hassle without making a huge deal out of it.
So it's a way to kind of let it go.
Yeah, it externalizes it a bit. It's not my fault. It's just one of those days. It allows you to shrug it off, keep perspective, and move on. It shows a certain kind of resilient pragmatism, maybe.
Resilient pragmatism. I like that. It's about not letting the small irritations totally ruin your mood. Okay, building on that, let's look bigger picture again. Our source mentioned some interesting cultural points about U.S. grocery stores beyond just the transaction.
Right. One really interesting observation is about who the cashiers often are.
Okay.
The source notes that very often they're students, high schoolers, maybe college students working part-time, maybe a summer job.
Yeah, you do see that a lot.
And there's even a pattern. Sometimes the source mentions high school girls often working as cashiers, maybe in the afternoons or evenings, while maybe high school boys are more likely to be working in the back, like stocking shelves or in the warehouse.
Huh. So it's often a first job, an entry-level position for young people.
Exactly. It's a really common way for teenagers in the U.S. to get their first taste of the working world, learn some responsibility, earn some money.
How does that maybe compare to other places or affect the experience?
Well, it can create a certain dynamic. Like we said about cutting slack, maybe customers are sometimes more patient with a younger cashier. And culturally, compared to maybe some European countries where retail might be seen more as a long-term career path for adults, in the U.S., being a cashier is often viewed as this temporary transitional job for young people. That perception shapes the interactions, definitely.
Okay, that makes sense. And we talked about coupons earlier, but it seems worth circling back just to emphasize how persistent that is.
Oh, absolutely. That coupon culture is still going strong. It's just evolved,
How so?
Now it's heavily into digital. Score apps, online codes, loyalty programs tied to your phone. The treasure hunt for deals is still there, maybe even easier now.
So the method changes, but the drive to find value remains.
Precisely. It reflects this ongoing consumer focus on getting a good deal. Whether you see it as a game against the system or just smart budgeting, it definitely influences buying habits and how stores compete for your business. It's this constant dance between shoppers wanting savings and retailers trying to build loyalty.
Wow. So from figuring out the express lane etiquette and learning when to ask someone to cut you some slack, through understanding the mechanics of cashback and the whole world behind club cards, to looking at the cultural context of student cashiers and the enduring, evolving coupon phenomenon, we've really covered a lot of ground just by looking closely at a simple supermarket checkout.
We really has. It's way more than just swapping money for groceries, isn't it?
Definitely. It's like a mini play of language, social rules, economic forces, and cultural habits all unfolding right there.
So maybe the next time you find yourself standing in that checkout line, you won't just be thinking about the total on the screen or how fast the line is moving. Perhaps you'll notice, the specific words the cashier uses or the little nonverbal cues between people. Maybe you'll think about the student working there or the history behind paper versus plastic or why those coupons are still so popular.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other everyday interactions, things we barely notice, are actually filled with these rich layers of language and culture, just waiting for us to, take a deeper look. Keep those ears and minds open.
Yeah.
You might be surprised what insights pop up in the most ordinary places.